Mark chapter 11 verses 1 to 11. When they were approaching Jerusalem at Bethphage and Bethany, near the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 of his disciples and said to them, "Go into the village ahead of you, and immediately as you enter it, you will find tied there a colt that has never been ridden. Untie it and bring it. If anyone says to you, 'Why are you doing this?' just say, 'The Lord needs it,' and will send it back here immediately." They went away and found a colt tied near a door outside in the street. As they were untying it, some of the bystanders said to them, "What are you doing untying the colt?"
They told them what Jesus had said, and they allowed them to take it. Then they brought the colt to Jesus and threw their cloaks on it, and he sat on it. Many people spread their cloaks on the road, and others spread leafy branches that they had cut in the fields. Then those who went ahead and those who followed were shouting, "Hosanna! Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the coming kingdom of our ancestor David. Hosanna in the highest heaven." Then he entered Jerusalem and went into the temple, and when he had looked around at everything, as it was already late, he went out to Bethany with the 12.
In this week's Gospel, Jesus makes a big statement. He's come south, maybe 100 miles or so, to Jerusalem to be part of the Passover celebrations with many other people. And perhaps the population of Jerusalem at this time might be 5 or 6 times its usual number. Jesus and the disciples appear to be staying out the Mount of Olives in Bethany near Bethphage. And we're told how Jesus asked them to take a colt so he can ride into Jerusalem. We're not quite sure why the owner and bystanders allowed Jesus' disciples to take the colt. It might have been prearranged, or it might be a sign of God's strong action in the world. But either way, there's a bigger question. Having walked the last 100 miles, what was Jesus doing riding the last 2 miles? The answer is that Jesus was alluding to a prophecy of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 9. "Lo, your king comes to you, riding on a donkey." Make no mistake, Jesus was making a powerful statement here. Jesus enters Jerusalem as the Messiah, which is all the more strange because in St. Mark's Gospel up until now, he'd been telling people not to say anything of the sort. Clearly, the time had come, and branches were cut down and strewn in front of Jesus' way as he entered the city. He enters the temple, and then later that night they go back to their quarters at Bethany. What happens next is equally dramatic and may start to explain why Jesus was arrested and ultimately killed. But I'll leave you to read the next few verses of Mark's Gospel. For us, we know Jesus is the Messiah, and like the crowds, we need to shout, "Hosanna! Save us."